It's a new year, 2024. This is officially my first album review of the year. I decided to do it in three short album reviews in one video. I'm calling this Metal Releases of the week of January 5th, 2024. This may or may not be a weekly series depending on how many albums are released. But since it's early in the year and early in the month, there isn't a lot coming out, so I'm doing it this way. I got three bands that are fairly unknown. They're up-and-coming bands if you're looking to check out some new music. So let's get into it right now. First band is called Overlord, and the album is called Awaken the Fury. This band has been around for a long time. They're from New Jersey, and they formed in 1985. They were active in the mid to late 80s. They took a break. They got back together in the 2000s. They don't have a lot of albums out, but they play heavy metal, maybe even a little bit of power metal. I kind of felt they reminded me a lot of Judas Priest or even some Grim Reaper. Those are those early metal bands that were pretty cool. They only released one EP in the 80s that was self-titled. Then they released a full-length album called Return of the Snow Giant that came out in 2004. And they had this album called Awaken the Fury. It was supposed to come out at the end of December, but it was delayed. Lucky for them, because I'm calling this a 2024 album, and I think it was released on January 4th. So we have some members. We have John Bonucci. He's been with the band since the start. He plays bass and is on vocals. And then another member who's been with the band for the whole time is Mark Edwards. He's on guitar. And they have some people who are newer members. George Janiera on drums. He's been in the band since 2015. And George Salakis, he's been on vocals since 2017. My apologies for butchering that name. The album has 10 songs, it's about 56 minutes long. So I'm going to talk about three songs. I'll play a few clips. So here's a clip from the first song called Awaken the Fury. The guitar riffs reminded me of some Painkiller era Judas Priest, and the vocals remind me of Tim Ripper Owens, specifically his work with the latest KK's Priest album. When the chorus kicks in, they sing the lines like fight, kill, die. Kind of gives me some of those like Anthrax, Madhouse vibes. I thought it was a good song, good way to open up the album. The next song I'm going to play is a clip called Battle at Marathon. So the song's about the Battle of Marathon. Obviously, it took place a long time ago. I don't need to go into details. It's a pretty cool song. This one has some heavier, chunky riffs. I like that. I like the pacing. It's a little slower on this one. Let me also mention that the bass guitar sounds very good on this entire album. It's very prominent, throughout the whole thing. That's something that gets lost a lot with heavy metal albums, but this is not the case. So if you're a bass player, you like the bass, check this out. I'll talk about one more song called Gargoyles. The longest song, it's over 7 minutes, so here's a little clip of that. This one has a slow and atmospheric sound. I hear a Black Sabbath influence in this one. The song slowly builds. It takes off around like 3.5 minutes, and they play some cool like Iron Maiden style riffs. Overall, it's a cool album. If you like old school traditional heavy metal, I recommend you check it out. Also has that lower quality production sound, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. It just sounds more organic than some of the really like polished stuff coming out today. So my score for this is an 8 out of 10. Let's move to the next band. Next band is called At the Plates. They're from Virginia. They've been active since 2018. They play death metal, but they're kind of a humorous band because all the songs are about food, hence the name At the Plates. They have two full-length albums. This album is called Omnivore. It was just released on January 5th, 2024. The band is pretty cool. They play death metal, but it's like death metal in its various formats. So I'll explain that like as I go through. They released an EP in 2018 called Garden Salads of Grief. I listened to that one in preparation. It's all instrumental, pretty cool. Then their debut album is called Starch Enemy, released in 2020. I was able to listen to that one also. Also a pretty good album. But let's talk about Omnivore. The band has 3 members. Basically, the main guy behind the band is called Tony R. He plays all the instruments. They also have Tyler McCarthy. He's new to the band. He plays lead guitars, and they have a new vocalist whose name is Mario Pareja Lecaros. The album cover is pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of that Opeth album called Heritage. The album has 10 songs. It's 47 minutes long. Let me pick 3 songs to talk about, and I'll play some clips. So, first song I'm going to talk about is called Kitchen Gone. Here's a clip of that. Song starts out like some old school fast-paced death metal with rapid-fire drumming and guitar riffs. The vocals are dark and evil sounding, and they play some melodic souls in the song. They also add in some elements of melodic death metal with some lead guitar work. Pretty cool song. Second song I'm going to talk about is called Terminal Filet Disease. Longer song at over 7 minutes, has a slower pace with some atmospheric sounds. You hear some melodic death metal style guitar riffs and moves at a slower pace. So it's kind of like metal death, but also kind of like death doom. So it has those elements. Song maintains a slow pace throughout most of the song, but it gets faster towards the end. So it was a cool change of pace. Talk about one more song that's called Roastwell 47. So here's a clip of that. This one reminds me a lot of the band Gojira. It has those heavy pummeling guitar riffs in that same style. The vocals are very dark and heavy. It also has some fast and heavy guitar riffing. The song takes some twists and turns and has some slower parts. It's never boring or repetitive. So overall, the album was pretty cool. I recommend it if you like some melodic death and doom and mixes of extreme metal genres. And it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's extreme music. Song titles are kind of humorous. I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Check this band out. I'm going to talk about one more band, and that is the band called Svestada. The band is from Spain. They come from Madrid. They've been active since 2017. They're listed in the metal archives as black metal and crust punk. In my opinion, I thought they were very heavy, straightforward black metal. The lyrics are in Spanish. They have 3 albums out. So the first one is called Yo Soy El Mar. They were released in 2018. Second album is called Azabache. This was released in 2021. And this album is called Candela. Short album is only 7 songs. It's 33 minutes long. Most of the songs are into the 2 to 4 minute range, with the last song being the title track, 11 minutes and 48 seconds. The band consists of Eder de la Cámara on drums, Jorge Orosa on bass, Fernando Lamatina on guitars, and Mario C. Vices on vocals. Again, my apologies if I butchered any names. We'll talk about 3 songs now. The first song is called Nudo. Here's a clip of that one. It's a song for people who like very extreme black metal that moves at breakneck speeds, doesn't really let up. The song has some twists and turns. Not easy listening music, but if you like this kind of stuff. I chose another song called Efímero. I hear a little bit of a crust punk sound, but to my ears it's still some traditional black metal. Moves very fast. The sound is very dark and the guitar riffs are atmospheric. I like the part at about 2.5 minutes where they slow it down and you can hear some bass guitar and drums play along with some dark and evil vocals. The song was pretty cool. I'll talk about one more song that's called Hilo Negro. I thought it was a cool song because the intro sounded kind of grungy, but then it went into some full speed black metal. It's one of some slower atmospheric parts during the verse section. Sound was pretty cool. I think if you are a black metal fan, you can get into this. If not, it might be pretty extreme for the typical metal person, but I thought it was pretty cool. So my score for this album is 7 out of 10. That's all. Check out this video right here, or it's over there, wherever it is on your screen. I'm going to put up something. Please like this video. It helps me with the algorithm. Please comment and subscribe. Keep on rocking. I'll see you in the next one.